Hello friends, it's Cindy Brumbaugh from CindyLeeBDesigns.com, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Just a little straightforward card here for you today using the Words for the Season dies. Great words, autumn, season's greetings, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, a little banner die. And that goes with a stamp set that also you could put the banner in here. When you look at these pictures in the catalogs, these, when they're colored there, that means that the die will fit around them. So a really fun stamping set. One thing I'll say is I didn't realize that the first capital letters in here aren't connected. I guess I should have because it's not connected, but I was like, whoa, okay. So anyhow, I made this one. I used some of the brushed metallic that was on, it's not around anymore. It was on our clearance rack for a while. And I'm just gonna show you, you can imagine what I did with this card, but I'm gonna show you an alternative card using the front of this, but I'm gonna use the Notes and Totes dies to put a gift card in the inside. So essentially, Cindy did, of course, she never wants to waste that big piece of gold that's in here. So I cut this to 5 1/4 by 4, and then I can use that whole inside because this, which I also cut the banner out with, right? So I'm showing you all the ways to use your paper really wisely. So this is another size that's really wise because if you do a 4 by 3, you get, from 112 by 12, you get 12 pieces of this because it's 4 by 3. So this is a really good measurement to get a lot of DSP to wow on your card, but you're using and getting 12 of them out of a piece of 12 by 12 paper. So here we go. I did that, and I'm gonna go ahead and we might as well just glue that together here. So I'm gonna put some glue right on I thought this was the one that was ready to go. Maybe not. I'll just use this little glued one here. We're gonna put a little bit of this right along the edges. These I just got on Amazon. They're little, just fill them up with our Tombow glue. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead here, and you see I cut out a label from the traditional labels. That's a new one that's in the suite that also has this paper that I'm also using for the Busy Bee bag. And you know, with that Busy Bee bag, you're really getting a great deal if you add on the bundles because you're not paying tax or shipping on them. You get 8 card kits with envelopes, a video, and instructions. And so if just for the fact you're getting it for your free shipping and tax is a great value. So why not use that background piece for this one? And so, like I said, I die cut the Merry Christmas and the tote bag, what would you say, the handle, the little things that you cut out with the tote bag, they fit on there too. And all I did before I cut the things is I just put my 3 by 4 on the gold, and then I knew that it would fit, okay? So here we go, we're gonna put this gold on here, trying to get this, sometimes no matter how you cut your paper, sometimes it just doesn't come exactly with that. So then I just try to get the top or the 2 sides the same. Okay, so that's the outside. And then of course, since this is 3 by 4, our cherry cobbler here would be 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so let's just put a little bit more glue on here. It's that in the center of the card. Archie, quiet. I have my daughter's dogs, and I called her before the video and said, you're not going to be coming in and causing barking. Archie, settle down. Everybody, I'm sure, doesn't want to hear you. Okay, so now I wanted to give this a little bit of more fun here, and I just, I'm going to put this up on some dimensionals here. I think this card, I wanted to add, maybe I will add some more embellishments once the card is done. So make sure you go over to my blog, CindyLeeBDesigns.com. Right underneath the YouTube description, you'll see a link right underneath the video, and you can see additional photos and such. Okay, so now I'm going to put the, I'm going to find, here we go, one of my backs of my dimensionals here, and I'm going to put some glue on the back of my words. Yes, I have heard putting a little rubber band around this really can hold back that little guy there, the little top. So I'm just going to put some glue on the word. Keep it over here. You know, every time you're working with foiled paper, I'm just going to have to use it. Okay, I'm going to put the Christmas across the bottom. There we go. And put the C on there. Okay. Glad that there we go. Okay, I'll get my little tweezers here, pick the C up, get that put on here. Christmas. Then it's stuck to my finger. Christmas. And before, look at this, I just put that little piece of my tape when I was doing something so that I didn't lose it. I put it on a little piece of this temporary tape, and then you put that little eye on there. Okay, if not, use the smallest pinpoint hole punch that you have, and that will do that dot on your eye. Come on, glue. I'll probably get it down there. Okay, there we go. Some more here. Of course, this isn't even the part that that you need to watch, but we have to put it together. Okay, the Mary. There we go. Glue everywhere. It will dry. Nice and clear. And then let's put the Mary on here. And what I love about this is I used my gold foil wisely. Okay, so Merry Christmas. Okay, so on the inside, I want to show you how to use this little tote, okay? So this tote bag has this die that cuts out the tote bag, and it has like a handle, a scarf, a little tag, all kinds of different things. It actually is more like of a summery, because it has a beach theme to it, but I wanted to do it for Christmas for a gift card. So what I did is I cut out 2 of them, and I figured, why use 2 of this really pretty gold accented paper from the traditional Christmas paper, Traditions of Christmas. Why use 2 of them when you're not going to see the back? So I just did the cherry cobbler, which also another reason why I did that is because I am going to be putting it onto the card and it'll blend right in there. Okay, so first thing you're going to do if you're going to be doing this technique with the pop-up gift card holder. Now, if you were going to make this, you have these this really nice stitching, and all of the score lines, the die cuts them, and then you'd put them together here. And if you were making this into an actual gift bag, you would be using these little tab things here, and it would be part of making this all closed here on this corner. It is really cute the way it comes together, but we aren't going to be using those. So I'm just going to cut these little tabs off, okay, on the card here. Okay, and you can see here is where that little there we go, that little tab. So we're not going to be using those, but we are going to use some tear and tape. Let me get my little thin piece here. Where did I just see it? Here we go, because it does have oh wait, I guess it's the one I have open. Okay, so we're gonna put some of this tear and tape on the sides, just because it's going to hold it together really nice for us, okay? So I'm going to tear. I have to remind myself it's tear, not cut. So we're going to put that right on one of the little tabs here. We don't have to put it on both because you're, you know, it's going to solve putting it together there, okay? So we're going to be putting this gift bag together here on these two sides, okay? So we're just going to put this together. You're just going to hold, make sure it's flush at the top here, right there, and it'll just go right down, and it's flush right here at that top part, okay? Oh wait, I did that wrong. No, did I? Wait, did I do that wrong? No, that's the way they're supposed to go. Okay, now we're gonna get off the other piece here. All right, get this other piece of this protective coating off my tear and tape. And oh, I know, if you're gonna make this into the actual tote, this is a perfect example. If you're making it into the actual tote to be big, you will be putting it together here. So you're gonna have that big, so it can sit on the table, and then these would be folded in, and you would do you see how like you put it together here and you would have all this. But the way I'm doing it, so the gift card fits in it, I'm just doing it right on these edges like this. I guess it would have been good to have one. Actually, I did have one, but my grandson was playing with it and I don't know where I put it. Okay, so now I want the gift bag to be kind of big, so that's how I ended up putting it together. But if you put them in against each other, it would make a little square right there. Okay, but I want my gift bag to, did I want it this way or did I want it the whole way around? No, I want it, maybe I did do it wrong. Maybe I wanted it, oh, okay, yeah. See if it's gonna come apart for me. This way. Oh, I want it this way. I'm sorry, guys. You want to fold them in so you don't have that squared off part there, because that's when you want the big bag, okay? So let's see if Stampin' Jesus will help me here. Please, Lord, help me get this pulled apart without ruining it. Okay, it's working. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, so here, I want to fold this back. So you want to fold these back, and then you want to fold these in. So can you see how I'm doing that? Okay, you see that? The little tabs are on the inside. That makes it lay flat. We would have made a big mistake. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to fold up this flap and fold up this flap, okay? Because it's going to go on each side of the fold, and whenever the fold opens, the card, it'll pop up, okay? So what we want to do is put some tear and tape on these parts here. So once again, look, you're going to put them in so that you've got this piece here, okay? You would have to do it another way if you wanted it to be, let me see here. If you wanted it to turn into an actual bag, you would want it to kind of go angled, you know, to give it that, so that it could sit on a surface and you could fit something in it. But this way, we're just putting the adhesive on these two flaps. Now look at the way I'm seeing. I'm folding it up towards the front, and then I'm folding it up towards the back. Okay, and then I'm putting the tear and tape on that section, because that section is going to get adhered to the card base. And then when the card's opened, it'll pop up. Okay, so there is our, there. Okay, so now this is going to get adhered on this side, the back of the front, okay? So we're just going to put on the one side of the fold, about the same distance on each side, and we're gonna fold it down. So see, it's attached on this part. And you don't really notice because you've got the cherry cobbler on cherry cobbler. Now we're gonna have another issue over here because you're gonna see the DSP, but I came up with a good way to hide that. So now I'm going to take off this protective tape. Yeah, and tomorrow it'll be off. Come on. Work with me here. Come on, come on. Okay, there we go. Now, instead of trying to push it down onto here like this and it be hard, if you keep it closed against there and then you just do this, now the card's gonna open up because you've actually folded it, okay? So see how it opens up there? You have this pretty gift bag that you can put a gift card in it inside your card. And see, it makes the clearance of the card. So now I'm going to show you how, okay, so you know how it's gonna open. Now we're gonna decorate the front of the card. Okay, you know it's going to open and close, but it kind of sits up right now. But you wanna decorate this part of the card, and that's where this really pretty gold, brushed gold comes in, because the gold that's in the paper. So we're gonna put this right down on the bottom of the card. And I did find it easier to do it after I had it put together. And I'm just going to put that right down at the edge of the gift bag. And that's the bottom of your gift bag. Just gonna give it a second here to adhere. There we go. I can close it down and press on it. Okay, so that's, uh-oh, that didn't work too well for me there, huh? Just line it up with the DSP. So I guess I need to let it kind of have a little, you know, glue gives you that wiggle room. Then you have these two little kind of what on a bag would maybe be the leathery thing, and that goes right on. Oh, and you want to do that underneath here, and that goes right on the folded where that score line is. Okay, and then we'll put one over here, and once again I have to lift up. I guess I should have, and I put this on the inside of that folded area, so I of course wasn't paying attention when I did this, because you want this flush with the top, and then you put on this. So don't put on your bottom until you have your two pieces on here. Now I was saying it was easier when I made another one of these. It was easier to put it together because once I was trying to fold it, it wasn't working the way I wanted it to. Oh, and I just thought I should have had two of these. So when I take pictures of this, I will have two of these handles. I'll put one on the front and one on the back, because that's the way your purse would look, right? So there we go. That glue takes a little time. So I'm gonna put another one on this side here. And then I wanted to make a cute little tag here. In the Notes and Totes, it has made just for you. So I decided I would just mask off the part. You can see the part that I used, the cherry cobbler. So what I usually do is I just take a little Scotch tape and I mask off. So let's just get our stamp here. And then I just mask off what I don't want to stamp. Okay, where is that Scotch tape? Oh, right here, okay. And then I will just put, there's a line that's on that stamp, so you have to be careful to cover it up, which clear on clear, I think I got it, but I don't know if I got it. Okay, and then we just get some cherry cobbler. That is right over here. And we're going to just kind of try to only get that part for you, but it is kind of a small word. So I'm just stamping right there for you. Okay, and then the most important thing is to remember to take off your mask, because if you don't take off the mask, you're just going to stamp what you just inked. So this is what I want to just put on there for you. There you go. I got a little adhesive on there. And then I just had this little piece of gold twine hanging out in a jar. So I just thought I would just use it to tie onto my little bag here. I would suggest probably with this bag, it might be good to put glue dots under the bottoms of the handle, because then it would really stick well. So there we go. We have a cute little embellishment there. Doesn't that look adorable? And now, we don't like this right here. So what I did, instead of doing my normal size card that would have been, actually I have one here. First I thought of just doing my 4 by 5 1/4 and just saying, oh, whatever. But if you do one a little bit bigger, just a 1/16 bigger, it really does cover up that DSP right there. Okay, but now I'm actually thinking that, so I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna pull that up. I'm actually going to trim this down a little bit, just play around with it. I would say I might have picked up the wrong piece of paper. Okay, so I went to like 4 1/16 by, let me see, what would that be? 5 1/4 and a 1/16 past it, because you want it to have the same amount of space. So it's going to be a smaller space, but it covers up that. So depending on how yours goes down, because, you know, we all have a different, you know, cutting, but just cut it just a 1/16 bigger than you normally would, and then it'll cover up that. Just making sure that my bottom and my 2 sides have the same amount of space. And then I would just stamp a nice sentiment that comes from the word that, where do I have that? That comes from this Words for the Season. So come back and see the photos, and you can see I had my little Mickey Mouse gift card there. So you have a really pretty little gift card holder there. You have the Merry Christmas there. We were very wise to cut the Merry Christmas from the middle of our gold. We cut the label from the traditional labels from our 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, and we used 3 by 4, which gave us 12 pieces out of one 12 by 12. Then this piece, oh, I did want to show you here. When I cut this, I also wanted to be wise about this. This piece is 3 by 5. 3 means you're going to get 4, you're going to get 8 out of a DSP. So just, you can see that it will fit. It's really tight on this side, but these little pieces. So if you were putting together the purse as a purse, you'd want those tabs, but I didn't need the tabs on this card. But isn't that adorable? Like, you just, how fun is that? And like I said, you don't need to put the colored paper on this side, the fancy paper, because you're not really seeing it. Plus it would stand out against the cherry cobbler. And isn't that cute? I just love it. Okay, so there you go, a gift card holder using the Words for the Season dies, the Words for the Season stamp set, and the Notes and Totes dies. Okay, so make sure you take a look at my October Busy Bee bag that will be up until I think September 2nd. You can register for it. I'm using the whole suite that has the traditional labels in it and the greenery. I think I have it all over here. Traditional labels, not the Words for the Season. That was what we just used. We're going to be using the traditional wreath. We're going to be using the traditional labels and the Christmas greenery stamp set in that Busy Bee bag. Now, I specifically make my Busy Bee bag so that if you don't have the stamps I'm using, you can easily use any stamps that you have, because I designed them that way. So, but if you do add on those bundles, you get free shipping and tax on that. So make sure you take a look over at my blog, CindyLeeBeeDesigns.com, and check out the Busy Bee bag for October. Thanks for buzzing by, friends.